In this tutorial, we are looking at users within the system. To access this, you'll need to make sure that you've got users in the left-hand menu, which means in most cases you'll need to have admin rights. If I click on users, I'm able to come to this menu here. And first of all, I'm just going to look at staff members. So this is a record of all the staff presently in the system. So for example, if you have some members of staff that have now left, what you have the ability to do is to archive them by clicking on here, putting the reason for removal. I suggest you don't permanently remove them, because if you permanently remove, you won't be able to bring them back. But just by putting information here and clicking remove, you'll be able to archive and tidy them up the system. If there's some members of staff that you wish to change their details for, you're able to click on the edit pencil. Their staff details will appear. So for example, if you wanted to change their line manager, you'll be able to click on the reports to. If you wanted to change their user rights, again, you'll be able to click in here and change the rights you wanted to the system. If you wanted to make them CPD coordinator, cover supervisor, classroom observer, etc., or if you wanted to upload a new picture for them. Across the top is where you can assign them particular departments and also staff member types. So this links all the functionality to that particular member of staff, remembering to actually click save afterwards. If you need to add a member of staff, what you're able to do is top right hand corner here is click add. You can see the whole system is totally blank. So again, we put the login name. We usually make the login name the same as the email, so member of staff are able to remember. Surname, first name, initials. We recommend that when you use initials, depending on the size of the organization, you use more than just 2 initials. Sometimes we recommend you actually use 4 initials. You don't need to set a password in particular, but if you choose to, make a note of it so the member of staff can actually log on. Reports to, choosing the line manager. User rights, selecting the access of what you want people to be able to do within the system. Again, CPD coordinator, cover, classroom observer. Assign a particular department and particular staff member type to allow all the functionality to work together. And with that, you can then click save. If there's a lot of changes you want to make, then by coming to export here, choose the 4th one down, click export, and when you export, a spreadsheet will appear with all your staff. And what actually happens is you'll be able to amend the details accordingly on the spreadsheet and save it. And once you've saved the details, come back up to here, what next, and import the users. Choose the file, and with that, all those amendments will be made. Now, as well as going in individually, you also have the ability to look through another window and to manage the process. So by going to staff management, here you get an overview of all your staff. So for example, all these are the user rights presently set in this system here. And what you're able to do accordingly by clicking on here, you'll be able to see who the teaching staff are. And if there's any that you particularly need to add, what actually happens, you can unclick here and just drag and drop accordingly. You can do the same with departments. So by clicking on the department, you'll be able to see who's in that particular department. And by dragging and drop or clicking on the cross, you'll be able to remove them accordingly. You can do exactly the same here with roles. So obviously roles are linked to things like standards, to monitoring forms and things like that. Again, just by clicking on them, you'll get an overview of who's in that particular role. And again, if you needed to, you can drag and drop accordingly. And the final area in here is settings. So again, if you wanted CPD coordinator, you can drag and drop, or if you wanted to remove people, you can just do the cross. So that gives you an overview of how to manage staff within the system. Thank you very much for watching.